This is the fourth time I've tried to record this. And every time, it. I tried to stream for half an hour on Twitch. Well, I did stream for half an hour on Twitch, and I got a 7-minute VOD out of it, video on demand. It recorded the first 7 minutes of it. First couple times I tried to record, I basically hummed and hawed too much, and I just decided to start over. I've just been talking for like 20 minutes, and I just realized I wasn't even recording. And I looked, and it was only recorded like 6 minutes worth, and I don't know why it stopped recording. So, let me try to do this. Let me try to explain what happened to me for you guys that care. So, I was in the process of moving. I was moving from one city to another. It was a 3-hour drive. 2 of that 3 hours is a stretch of highway, an empty stretch of highway where there's no cities nearby for at least 45 minutes. And about an hour and a half in, I hit a patch of ice, and basically my car ends up in the ditch and then do a double roll. There was no sign of any ice anywhere except for that spot. I had had no difficulty up until that point. I was going the speed limit. There was nothing wrong. And so I'm like, here's what happened with my car. I was driving. I hit the ice, and there was nothing I could have done. I had completely lost control of my car from the moment it hit the ice. It did a spin, and it would have had to have done a full 360 because my car hit the ditch on the driver's side. There's portions of my memory that I have no memory of. Now, I remember the first initial turn, and from my memory, I should have hit the ditch on the passenger side, but my passenger side shows little to no damage. So then it would have had to have done a complete 360 turn. I hit impact on the ditch on the driver's side. Driver's side window busts through, completely shatters, gone. Glass flew everywhere. My mirror got taken off. Sorry. The first initial impact threw my car into the air. Like the car behind me that had stopped to help me said that I looked like a snowmobile flying through the air. When it rolled, I was not touching the ground. I was midair. And when the firefighters showed up, they examined the area, and there was like a clean patch of untouched snow, confirming that there was a amount of time that I was airborne. So my car did a flip, I think hit the ground, did another flip, and I ended up right side up with window smashed through, door broken, doesn't open or close properly, driver's side mirror gone, roof completely caved in, fenders and mud flaps torn off or just dangling, and I'm in complete shock. Somehow I am unharmed. From the moment, it was weird. Just when my car was spinning and I was looking straight ahead, it was weird just watching the entire world in front of me spin and feeling like, other than like, I guess that feeling of when you're in an airplane or when you're on a swing and you feel like your head getting lightheaded and your stomach just feeling that lurch as you're in the air. That's all I felt. I was looking straight ahead and I was completely still, and I just felt that weird sensation. And from the moment of when the car was rolling to the stop, all I could think was Biscuit. Biscuit, oh my good gosh. Biscuit is my cat, by the way. She was sitting in the driver's seat, in the passenger seat beside me, just sleeping content, not doing anything. And when everything stopped, I was frantically looking around for her because she had to be hurt. There was no way that she would not be hurt. So I was looking around everywhere in the car, screaming her name. And I look and I see her outside the driver's side. Somehow she got thrown out of the car. Somehow she got from the passenger side seat to outside the broken window, 5 feet, 6 feet away from the car. My first thought was to get to her, but I didn't like that the music was blasting because I had been listening to Eminem, and I didn't want that stressful rap music in my brain, and I had to turn off the car. So I was trying to turn the key, to pull the key out, but the key wasn't working. I realized afterwards because I had the car in gear. You have to have it in park in order to take the keys out. So I abandoned the keys. The firefighters later commented that it was smart that I turned off the car, and I didn't even know what they were talking about because I didn't remember turning off the car, but I guess I had done that trying to take the keys out. I scramble at it. I throw off my seatbelt. I scramble through the window, through the glass, just to get out of the car to Biscuit. I get to her. I look over her. She seems to be okay. I don't understand how the heck she was not injured. But yeah. I hug her close. By this point, a truck has stopped and is asking if I'm okay, if anyone's in the car. He tells me the paramedics have been called. He pulls out a blanket, brings it to me. I want the blanket. I'm cold, I'm shivering, but I don't touch the blanket because I'm currently holding Biscuit in my arms, and I don't want to take off an arm around her just to grab the blanket to put around me. Because that's your child comes first in that situation. Now, next, a couple in a van or car or whatever show up behind me, and they ask the same questions. Is anybody else in the car? Is everybody okay? I tell them it's just me and the cat. They ask where the cat carrier is. The cat carrier was on the passenger seat. They had to go digging through my car to find the cat carrier. The cat carrier was in one piece in functional condition. They had to put it together. So somehow, like, the roll caused the cat carrier to come apart, and they had to re-put it back together in the snowbank. Once they got it together, my hands were like trembling. I put Biscuit inside. She was not willing to go in, so I had to force her a bit. They helped me to, while I was in the snowbank, I called a couple of people. I called a friend and I called my dad. Apparently they were unaware that I was even in a wreck. I can't remember if I've mentioned it in this recording or not, that I was following behind them the whole time, like not tailgating them, but keeping like a close but safe distance to them. And somehow they didn't notice that they didn't notice. So when I called them, told them I had rolled, they turned around, came back. By the time they got here, I was warming up in the couple's car. Not long after my dad showed up, the firefighters and paramedics and cops showed up. They were all looking over the area. They were talking to my dad. They came to the car, asked me to come into the ambulance to look me over. So me and Biscuit got up and they checked me over, checked my blood pressure, my vitals. I asked them to check Biscuit's vitals too, because if anybody was hurt, it was going to be her. She got thrown out of the car. But yeah. The paramedics took statements, the firefighters and the Police all took statements. Fortunately, they gave all the information to my dad because there was no way I could take in extra information at that point. Props to my dad for packing my car so tightly that there was no room for anything to get broken. I think at the end of it all, the only thing that got broken was the one of the wheels on my chair. My spinny chair has 5 wheels on it, and one of them broke off. Don't know how that happened, but that's an interesting point. But yeah, I was terrified, but somehow I was not hurt. Fortunately, the only pain I really felt, and I didn't feel any pain at the time, probably because shock, but I'm feeling it today. My hands feel like they have needles in them because of all the little scratches that I have all over my hands just from climbing through the glass, through the window to get the biscuit, and probably when the glass first broke, it probably just shot everywhere like shrapnel. Um, so yeah, this morning I woke up and I was very sore. My head has a mild headache. My neck hurts. My back hurts. My shoulders hurt. My muscles. Um, but yeah, hopefully it's nothing that rest and maybe a trip to the chiropractor can't fix. When the paramedics let me go, me and my parents climbed into my dad's car, warmed up, and called CAA. We had to wait half an hour for CAA to get there. When they arrived, when my dad told him that the car had been rolled, he said, "Oh, I can't touch the car then. If that's an insurance issue now. Now that you've rolled the car, I'm not allowed to touch it." So that's silly. But my dad he rolled like a natural 20 on charisma, and persuaded the tow guy, to just at least tow the car out of the ditch so we could see what we could work with there. So the guy did that much. He was really nice about it. When we got the car out of the snow, I ran to it just to look it over. Yeah, roof caved in. I was surprised by how little damage there actually was. The car was drivable, but in very, very bad condition, with the door barely functioning, and the sides the sides of the body ripped off, and the driver's side mirror gone, driver's side mirror window gone, roof caved in. Um, the only way to get it home, and remember I had all of my stuff in my car because I was moving. Didn't really want to leave it there. Had my computer in there, which is my life. We had my mom drive my car home, so props to her. It was a 2-hour drive, and it was -9 degrees Celsius, 15 degrees Fahrenheit. She drove 2 hours with no driver's side window, so she was amazing. Thank you to her for that. Thank you to my dad for just being a dad and being awesome. It was a rough, long drive home. Yeah, I think that's basically the story. I left at 8 p.m. A 3-hour drive, and I got home at 2 a.m. So, as far as my streaming goes, I'm lost. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm stuck here at my parents' place where the internet is very, very bad, as anybody who was trying to watch my Twitch stream realized. A 30-minute stream only caught 7 minutes of it because the buffering was just so bad it could not stream properly. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to stream on Twitch or the other place at all. I could probably look into getting better internet, but we live rural in the countryside. I don't know what options there are. My plan was to move to BC next month, just to find better to live. Anyway, that's not happening. Not happening now. fact, that was probably the biggest thing that I was most upset about the whole time. That now I can't go to BC. How? What am I gonna do? I don't think my car is worth repairing. It's probably not going to see public roads again. It really shouldn't. It's 2003, it's old enough. Every side has been dented and cracked. Everything under the hood has been replaced at least once or twice. I probably need to look into buying a new car. And I don't know when, if ever, am I going to get out to BC. I need to find a new place. I need to figure out what I'm going to do for internet. I don't know how I can stream. So, I don't like asking for help, and I don't want to ask for help, but if anybody does want to help me, there is a Streamlabs PayPal link that you guys can use if you want to help me. Thank you to Dark Cheshire, who has already given me $25 USD. It's very much appreciated. Thank you so much. I haven't checked yet to see if anything else has come up. But thank you. Thank you so much. My hands hurt. I think that's about everything that I need to say. It's a miracle that I'm alive. It's a miracle that she's okay. She should not be unharmed. Come here, baby. I know I'm waking you up. I just want to hold you. Yeah, I just want to tell you guys that we're okay, and things are gonna look sketchy. I'm gonna be figuring out what's up, and hopefully I can figure something out. But yeah. Thank you, anybody who has watched this long. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything that I should have probably said. I just ask for patience and bear with me. Even more than you guys already have. Because, hey baby. I don't know what's going to be happening. Take it easy, everyone. I appreciate everyone so much, and I will miss you guys so much as I figure out what the heck I'm doing. I'm tired and scared and sore. And lost. Now, I think that's everything I need to say. I'll post pictures of my car. But if anybody has any questions, you can message me. I am completely available to talk about it. I might have slow responses just because of my hands hurting, but yeah. I am gonna call it. Thank you. See ya in a bit.